Unending clashes. Rome and Germania. The struggle between Rome and Germania was one of the most enduring and transformative conflicts of ancient Europe. It was a clash between two worlds: the structured, urbanized empire of Rome and the decentralized tribal societies of the Germanic peoples. These unending clashes spanned centuries, shaping the political, military, and cultural landscape of Europe. The dynamic tension between Rome's expansionist ambitions and Germania's fierce independence remains a defining narrative of ancient history. 1. The beginning of hostilities. 1.1 Early encounters. Rome's initial encounters with the Germanic tribes occurred in the late 2nd century BCE as part of its broader expansion into Gaul. The Germanic tribes, characterized by their fragmented political structures and warrior culture, proved to be formidable opponents for Rome. Early Roman sources describe them as uncivilized barbarians, but their strength, adaptability, and determination quickly became apparent. 1.2 The Cimbric and Teutonic migrations. The first major clash between Rome and the Germanic tribes occurred during the Cimbric and Teutonic migrations, 113 to 101 BCE. These tribes, displaced by environmental changes, moved southward in search of new lands. Initially, the Romans underestimated the threat, suffering devastating defeats such as the Battle of Arezzo, 105 BCE, where over 80,000 Roman soldiers were killed. The conflict ended with the decisive victories of Gaius Marius at Aquae Sextii, 102 BCE, and Vercelli, 101 BCE. 2. The Rhine frontier, a line of conflict. 2.1 Establishing the Rhine-Danube frontier. During the reign of Augustus, Rome sought to expand its control into Germania beyond the Rhine. The creation of a Roman province in Germania seemed within reach until the devastating defeat at the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 9 CE. 2.2 The ambush at the Teutoburg Forest. The ambush orchestrated by Arminius, a Germanic chieftain of the Cherusci tribe, was a turning point in Roman-Germanic relations. Arminius, a former Roman auxiliary, used his knowledge of Roman tactics to annihilate 3 Roman legions led by Publius Quinctilius Varus. The psychological impact of this defeat led Emperor Augustus to reportedly lament, "Varus, give me back my legions." The Teutoburg Forest disaster marked the end of Roman attempts to permanently occupy Germania east of the Rhine. Instead, the Rhine and Danube rivers became Rome's northern frontier, defended by a series of fortifications and garrisons. 3. The Marcomannic Wars, Germania strikes back. The Marcomannic Wars, 166 to 180 CE, represented one of the most significant and sustained challenges to Roman dominance along the Danube frontier. 3.1 Causes of the conflict. The Marcomanni and other Germanic tribes, pressured by the migrating Huns, moved southward into Roman territory. The invasion was part of a larger pattern of barbarian incursions that threatened the stability of the Roman Empire. 3.2 Marcus Aurelius campaigns. Emperor Marcus Aurelius personally led the Roman response, engaging in a series of grueling campaigns against the Germanic tribes. The war was marked by intense battles, such as the Siege of Aquincum, and significant Roman victories, though the conflict drained the empire's resources. 3.3 Long-term impact. While Rome managed to temporarily repel the Germanic tribes, the wars exposed the empire's vulnerabilities. The inability to secure permanent control over Germania foreshadowed the increasing pressure Rome would face from migrating tribes in the centuries to come. 4. The Gothic challenge, the migration era begins. By the 3rd century CE, the Goths emerged as a dominant Germanic force, challenging Roman control in the Balkans and the Eastern Empire. 4.1 Early raids and battles. The Goths, migrating southward from Scandinavia, conducted raids across the Danube frontier. In 251 CE, they inflicted a significant defeat on Rome, killing Emperor Decius at the Battle of Aberdus. By the late 3rd century, the Gothic threat was temporarily contained through military reforms and treaties. 4.2 The Battle of Adrianople, 378 CE. The Visigoths, fleeing the Huns, sought asylum within Roman borders but were mistreated by Roman officials. Their rebellion culminated in the Battle of Adrianople, where they decisively defeated Emperor Valens and his army. This battle exposed the fragility of Roman military power and paved the way for further Germanic incursions. 5. Germanic triumph, the fall of Rome. The 4th and 5th centuries saw the gradual disintegration of the Western Roman Empire, driven in part by Germanic migrations and invasions. 5.1 The sack of Rome, 410 CE. The Visigoths, under their leader Alaric, sacked Rome after failed negotiations with Emperor Honorius. The sack of Rome was both a symbolic and practical blow to the empire, demonstrating that even its capital was no longer secure. 5.2 The Vandals and North Africa. The Vandals, another Germanic tribe, crossed into North Africa and captured Carthage in 439 CE. Their naval power allowed them to raid Roman territories across the Mediterranean, culminating in the sack of Rome in 455 CE. 5.3 The deposition of Romulus Augustulus, 476 CE. Odoacer, a Germanic chieftain, deposed the last Western Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus. This event marked the official fall of the Western Roman Empire, though Germanic rulers continued to adopt Roman traditions and governance. 6. Cultural clash and integration. Despite centuries of conflict, the interactions between Rome and Germania led to significant cultural exchanges and transformations. 6.1 Romanization of the Germanic tribes. Many Germanic tribes adopted aspects of Roman culture, including Christianity, legal practices, and administrative systems. Germanic rulers, such as Theodoric the Great of the Ostrogoths, preserved Roman traditions while blending them with Germanic customs. 6.2 Germanic contributions to medieval Europe. The Germanic tribes laid the foundation for medieval European kingdoms, such as the Franks, Visigoths, and Lombards. These kingdoms retained elements of Roman governance while introducing their own traditions, shaping the cultural and political landscape of Europe. 7. The legacy of unending clashes. The Roman-Germanic wars were more than a series of military conflicts. They were a transformative epoch in European history. These unending clashes defined the borders of the Roman Empire, tested its resilience, and ultimately contributed to its fall. Yet, they also forged a new Europe, where Roman and Germanic traditions merged to create the foundation of the medieval world. Key lessons. The Roman-Germanic wars highlighted the limits of imperial power and the strength of decentralized societies. The cultural and political integration of Roman and Germanic traditions set the stage for the development of modern European. Stories of key figures in the Roman-Germanic clashes. The Roman-Germanic wars were shaped by extraordinary leaders whose actions determined the course of history. Their stories embody the themes of betrayal, resilience, and transformation that defined these unending clashes. 8.1 Arminius, the hero of Teutoburg. Arminius, also known as Hermann in German folklore, stands as one of the most significant figures in the Roman-Germanic wars. His story exemplifies the power of unity and strategy against a seemingly invincible foe. Background. Arminius was a chieftain of the Cherusei tribe who spent years as a Roman auxiliary. This time within Roman ranks gave him deep insights into Roman military tactics. Betrayal of Rome. In 9 CE, Arminius led an alliance of Germanic tribes in a masterful ambush at the Teutoburg forest, annihilating 3 Roman legions. His cunning strategy permanently halted Roman expansion east of the Rhine. Aftermath. Despite his victory, Arminius struggled to maintain unity among the Germanic tribes. Internal rivalries led to his assassination, but his legacy as a symbol of Germanic resistance endures. 8.2 Alaric, the sack of Rome. Alaric I, king of the Visigoths, is remembered for his pivotal role in the downfall of the Western Roman Empire. Rise to power. Once an ally of Rome, Alaric turned against the empire after repeated betrayals and the failure of negotiations for land and resources for his people. Sack of Rome, 410 CE. Alaric's forces besieged and plundered Rome, marking a symbolic and material blow to the empire. Though Rome's infrastructure was not destroyed, the psychological impact was profound. Legacy. Alaric's sack of Rome signified a turning point, demonstrating that the empire could no longer protect its own heartland. His actions heralded the transition from Roman to Germanic dominance in Europe. 8.3 Fritigern, victor at Adrianople. Fritigern, leader of the Visigoths, led his people to one of their greatest triumphs over Rome, the Gothic Rebellion. In 376 CE, the Visigoths sought refuge within the Roman Empire to escape the Huns. Mistreatment by Roman officials sparked a rebellion. Battle of Adrianople, 378 CE, Fritigern's forces decisively defeated the Eastern Roman army, killing Emperor Valens. This battle marked the beginning of the end for Roman dominance in the Balkans. Outcome: though the Visigoths were later integrated into the empire as federates, semi-autonomous allies, the victory at Adrianople shattered the myth of Roman invincibility. 8.4 Gaiseric, the king of the Vandals. Gaiseric, leader of the Vandals, established a Germanic kingdom in North Africa and became a dominant naval power. Capture of Carthage, 439 CE, Gaiseric seized the Roman city of Carthage, turning it into the base of a powerful Vandal kingdom. Sack of Rome, 455 CE, his forces famously plundered Rome, further undermining the empire's authority.